Jesus, get inspired, and let's turn over to Matthew 17. Does that sound better?
Yeah.
17, we're going to read verse 24 to 27. After Jesus and his disciples arrived in Capernaum, and Capernaum was a fishing village on the northern shore of the Sea of Galilee, a population about 1,500. The tax collectors, the collectors of the 2 drachma tax came to Peter and asked, "Doesn't your teacher pay the temple tax?" And Peter replied, "Yes, he does." When Peter came into the house, Jesus was the first to speak. "What do you think, Simon?" he asked. "From whom do the kings of the earth collect duty and taxes? From their own sons or from others?" "From others," Peter answered. "Then the sons are exempt," Jesus said to him. "But so that we may not offend them, go to the lake and throw out your line. Take the first fish you catch, open its mouth, and you will find a 4 drachma coin. Take it and give it to them for my tax and yours." And here we have an incredible story. Just one in the amazing life of Jesus. And there was a problem, right, presented to Jesus. All right, you don't have the temple tax, but we know that Jesus did miracles. And so whenever you present a miracle worker with a problem, what does the miracle worker say? No problem. Right? So whatever problem we have, whenever we take it to Jesus, Jesus says, "Hey, no problem." And it's interesting that he addressed Peter first, even before Peter was able to ask him the question. And certainly all of us are bombarded by people who lack faith, people who either directly or many, many times indirectly say, "You're crazy for believing. You're crazy for having such a radical faith. You're crazy for giving your life for Jesus." And it's interesting that Jesus was the first to speak. And he knows what we get hit with. Jesus knows what you get hit with. And he knows the haters, the doubters, those who destroy your faith, those who try to destroy your love for him. And Jesus is always, he's always got the right answer. And it's always important that we remember, hey, Jesus has the right answer. So what does Jesus tell him to do? Go to the lake, throw out a line. Okay. Now, for Peter, was this a hard thing to do or an easy thing to do? Very easy. Why was it easy for Peter to do that? He was a fisherman, right? So Jesus tells him, "Hey, I got something easy. You just go out, throw a line, catch a fish." So in this scenario, Peter should fish, right? He could fish. Now, what if he didn't fish? What if he didn't go out and throw out the line? Yeah. He wouldn't have seen the miracle. Nothing would have happened. And that's what Jesus, and that's what God, and that's what I want to inspire you to do, is, sometime this weekend, I want you to make a list of what are the simple things. What are some easy things that I could do, I should do, but I'm not doing. I could, I should, but I'm just neglecting doing some of the easy things. How many of you heard about, an apple a day keeps the doctor away? Right? Now, when I say, hey, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, what do you say? You say, well, if that was true, that would be so easy to do. But how many of us do that? How many of us eat an apple a day? I mean, what a guarantee. We don't even have to go to the doctor if we just eat an apple a day. But what's easy to do is easy not to do. And I think that that's where we're at in a lot of these things that we could do, we should do, but we just don't do. So what's easy to do is easy not to do. And I want you to make just make a list, maybe a mental list, maybe write some things down. Certainly not something you have to share with anybody. I think it would be great if you do want to share that with somebody, but this list is more for you. And the key is, what are some easy things I could do and should do, but I'm not doing? Here in this story, Jesus said, hey, you do the easy part, I'll take care of the hard part. And that's the great thing with Jesus. He gives us the easy part to do. All he had to do was go throw the line, catch the fish. That was easy for him. Imagine if Jesus had told Peter, hey, I want to go fishing, and I want you to make the coins appear in the next fish I catch. I mean, Peter would have lost a lot of sleep trying to figure out, man, how am I going to get coins in that fish's mouth? I don't know how I'm going to do it, But Jesus said, hey, I'll take care of the hard part. We heard some geese out there. A goose. Where does it, at the end of the fall, what does a goose do?
Heads north, south.
A goose flies south, right? Can a goose do anything but fly south for the winter?
He could because he wanted to.
No, he can't, because he's a goose. A goose can do nothing but fly south for the winter. A goose can't say, this winter I might fly north and just see if I can make it. I might just see if I can tough one of these out. No, a goose is a goose. A goose can't say, I've never been out west. Maybe I'll fly out west this year. He can't, because he's a goose. The great thing about being humans is that we can make a decision today. Hey, I've been going this direction for 6 years, but I'm going to make a change. And, whenever you're shooting a bullet, if you're shooting out 100 yards, if you're just off just a little bit here, after 1 foot, the bullet might just be off a millinch. But by the time it gets 100 yards, it's going to be off this far. And that's the same with our lives. We're going in a certain trajectory. The good thing is we're not like the goose. We can decide, hey, from this moment, I'm going to make a change in my life. And I'm wanting you to think about the simple things. Because what do we normally do? We think about the overwhelming, oh man, if I was like Jesus, I'd go out and I'd pray all night tonight. Right? If I was like Jesus, I'd get home on Monday, I'd go out and invite 15 people to church. We overwhelm ourselves with all of these huge things. And the thing is, we're missing, by not doing the simple things, the trajectory. We just didn't do the simple thing today. And where does that put us, a year from now? Where does that put us 2 years from now? So this weekend can radically change your life if you decide, all right, what are some easy things that I could do, I should do, but I've been neglecting. Could, should, won't is a recipe for what? Disaster, right? Could, should, won't. If a guy was reading his Bible 15 minutes a day for a whole month, and another guy read his Bible a couple times through the month, about 5 minutes, who do you suppose would have a suppose would have more faith? Yeah. I think you judged correctly. Most likely the guy who's been reading 15 minutes a day. If a guy is praying 15 minutes a day for a month in the morning, and another guy prays a couple times through the month for a couple minutes, who do you suppose will feel more, closer to God at the end of the month? Who has a better shot at feeling closer to God? Obviously, the guy who's been consistent, right? And think, all right, what is something easy that I could do, I should do, and I've just not been doing? And let's start eating the apple a day, spiritually. Okay? The great thing is, could, should, do is a recipe for success. Okay? And when we start doing the small things, it's like the snowball. It starts out small, but as it's rolling down the hill, it gets more and more and more momentum. Okay? And so this really has the potential for, if you have been struggling in your relationship with God, just say, okay, well, what's something easy that I can do? Okay, it's easy, so I'm going to do it. Okay, and that's the great thing about Peter. It was simple. He took Jesus at his word. He went, threw out the line, caught the fish. Lo and behold, the 4-drachma coin, an incredible miracle, and he paid the tax. So that's the thought I want to give you for this weekend. I hope that you get a lot of great fellowship, and I hope you do get some special time, praying, outside. It's such a beautiful, beautiful place. Tonight the stars should be out, especially after that devotional we had a month and a half ago, just looking at how amazing and incredible the stars are, our great, awesome Creator God. It should just be a great, inspiring time. So I hope that this helps you a little bit.